Hello, hello.
Hey, Billy, how's it going tonight? Oh,
Man,
the
can't
first one
complain
I
at
got
all.
it on there. Bobby, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Right?
Glad to see you again.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dan, how's the world treating you?
World today was pretty decent. I woke up nice and early. I took a little nap, went out to kind of a late lunch, early dinner with mom here tonight, and it's been a nice, easy day today so far. No real complaints about anything.
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. Oh,
Jonathan
hey,
Tasker,
man,
how
it's
you
been a
doing
minute
tonight?
since I've seen him. That's a Georgia fella.
All right.
Yeah. Forget where we first met. I don't think it was a base horse thing, though it might have been. Might have been one of our first base wars we had. I met old Jonathan there.
Hey,
But it
how you
might not have
doing?
been a base wars. I can't remember. In Florida, though. Remember that. Think.
Florida's always good.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite memories have been in Florida from, well, no, I don't want to brag too much, but I've been, I have been a certified scuba diver as well as a certified base
Yeah.
head for about the same amount of time, but I have had my scuba certification longer than I have had my driver's license. And about
Well,
90% of my scuba diving has been in the Florida Keys. So I am very
oh, man.
familiar with the Key Largo area, Pennicamp Park
Yeah.
area.
Is the
Um,
scuba diving good there? I've never dove there. I
the
dive
scuba
too.
diving it was fantastic in the 90s and early 2000s. I'm
Yeah.
told it's getting a little bit more bleached as the years go by with everything. And oh, I'm sorry about that, Billy. I caught you there.
No, that's cool.
But always had a great time scuba diving there. My parents were snowbirds for a number of years at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people down there and just always a good time, as well as seeing
We should
family and
have some
friends. I
base
got some
wars
family
shows
there as
down
well.
there. We should have some base wars in Key Largo. That's a good idea, Dan.
There you go. That I would be more than happy to drive on down there and see Robert. Not even sure where Robert is located at from down there, but I'll go down there and see Robert somehow.
Well, no,
And
if you're talking about the Robert that used to judge for us, he's been gone for a couple of years. Now we have another guy down there.
Russell, I'm sorry. Russell is
Russell,
his
yeah,
name,
Russell. That's right.
not
Yeah,
Robert. I'm
he did
sorry.
a show last week. Yeah.
I would go see them and make sure that everyone sees everything. Chuck, El Fuego,
Yeah.
how you guys doing?
Uh, yeah, he works at an awesome shop, man. The shop he works at, they customize vehicles, right? But
For sure.
they'll do anything from motor work and I mean like paint the motor work too. I think I saw them pretty much be set up for everything you could possibly want to do. And Russell does the auto the what do you call it? The sound part. So he'll build their boxes, cover them, make them nice.
Yeah.
He's got a CNC to play with, a laser to play with. He's got every tool he needs at his disposal to make something really nice. And from what I
Nice.
saw in the shop that day, they do make them really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Scuba dive in the ocean, but not in Missouri. Yeah, you can go to Missouri.
Yeah.
There's the underground cavern thing that's God, I can't think of what the name of it is, but there's an underground cavern system there, cave system that is all lit up with like 50 or 100,000 watts of underwater lighting that you can go to.
Yeah.
Chris, how you
Yeah,
doing tonight? Trying to get
you can.
everyone on here as well. I saw Chuck on here earlier.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
saw
We need to get them
John
in these
Trent
boxes with us,
here.
don't we? Yeah.
Yep.
Um, yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of rock quarries. I got my certification at a rock quarry, but we're not far from Florida over there. So we can go to some springs. Spring diving is pretty good, because it's real clear,
Sure.
but it's also really cold.
The lake I grew up on in central Minnesota was spring fed, and it was always a little on the chilly side. I mean, wasn't really deep at 70, 73 feet, something like that. I think I buried my meter and my computer in the mud and the muck one day. I think I actually hit 73 and a half or 74 feet about
Yeah.
5 years ago, but it was
And
chilly down there. I needed a little more than a 3 mil wetsuit, but came
let me
back
tell
up.
you,
It was okay at about 15, 20 feet for a while. So
man, I got my dive watch out recently. I'm a workaholic and all I ever do is work. So I'm trying to find a hobby, right? So
of
it's
course,
like, well, I'll start diving again, that kind of thing. And so I went out and got my scuba gear. Everything's still good, and I have it all, right? But my dive watch, when I picked it up, the band disintegrated. So I don't even know if people still use them now yet or not. But I mean, I paid like $1,700 for that thing back when I bought it.
oh
And,
yeah.
And yeah, the band just,
I am,
So,
having been in the computer business and selling, repairing computers and PCs, working for small companies, working directly for Dell and HP. I know the value of having a second computer or a backup. And on one watch, I've got a compass. On another one, I've got a small, cheap computer, plus everything that hangs off my secondary stage and everything else that I do. About the only thing I don't have a second pair of when I'm diving is I probably won't bring down during a hot dive anyway, or warm water dive. I won't do a wetsuit or a dry suit, but there were people doing dry suits in the Keys, and I always wondered why. And they said if you're underwater for 6 hours, even when it's 75, 80 degrees, your body does still get cold. So I can appreciate it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is fun. It's almost as fun as Base Wars.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. Not quite.
Well, I'm almost to get kicked off on the Jeep that I'm start building. Just anytime I'm expecting to get going on that. So after I do, that'll be my hobby for a couple of months at least, probably. Takes a long time to build that stuff,
Oh, definitely. It is fun though. I haven't
built anything in a long time.
I was going to try and get to the shop and do some measurements on stuff today, and I never did, but I probably will after the show here. I got a little more energy here tonight, it seems, so I'm going to go down and get some measurements. I might even make a debut of a car at finals. I'm not sure yet.
I was hoping to do that somewhere. I was going to send it, but I'm not even started on it, so ain't no way it's going to be finished. Speaking of finals, anything you talk to about that? You guys are familiar with the awards coming up.
Yeah.
These will be on hand for each judge, unless I forget somebody. But each judge will have these on hand. The other ones, the second, thirds, I might probably hand make those myself, and they won't be on hand. We'll customize them. Don't be scared. It's not going to be like it was last year. It'll be a little nicer, right? But Base Wars shirt at finals. It depends on which one you're going to. I could probably get it to a judge there. I got a few of those.
I can get you something, Chris.
Yeah, I got a few of those black ones left, and so if you guys look behind me, without the lightning bolts and stuff, I'm close to putting this on a gray T-shirt. So this will be the next batch we have. I just haven't decided if I like that font that's on there or not.
I like the font. I like that it's got a couple little points to it. You can see the color through it.
Yep.
I'm liking it.
I wish it were a little thicker or something. I maybe could move them closer together. Don't know. But I need to get on that because I got the shirts. The shirts, I've been trying to come up with a design for like 2 years. Them shirts have been in my garage. Blank shirts, 500 of them downstairs in the in the garage. I'm ready to get them moved.
We can move them.
That being said, let me tell you what else I have that I would like to get moved. If anybody wants to purchase, I have 615s. They're Crossfire. They 4-inch voice coils. Greg Kelly can tell me what brand, what version they are. I think there's something 4. Probably got something to do with the 4-inch voice coil. And I have a Incriminator Audio RR4. Is that an amp that Incriminator makes? It's got something with a 4 and 9 4. So anyway, I want to sell those things if you guys will be interested. There's I overthink too much. It could be. Could be.
That's you have to when you got this. You have to when you got to question so many judges all the time, man. He questions me all the time. You should hear our conversation sometime there, Greg.
Yeah. XT4. Oh, okay. Clay's running the same subs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got 615s of those that I would like to unload. Hey, Mike. I don't really have a vehicle I can put them in, and they're in my garage. So I'm ready to get them out. Ready to clean out my garage.
I would like to just light a fire in mine once in a while. It would be easier. That way I can just say, hey, I need this, and I didn't really need any of that. So
yeah,
I'll roll my toolbox out, of course, but maybe the Smurf car, maybe not.
Man, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that, but yeah, but my garage definitely needs cleaning up.
Randy, how you doing tonight?
So Dan brought to my attention a little bit earlier that the codes on the spread on the score sheets didn't work. There's one up top which we need to talk with Kicker and re-up that thing. There's one down here that I don't know if really works or not. As far as you guys being able to scan, looks like it might be a little small. But anyway,
that one for the store does work, Billy.
Okay, and then there's the one for a rule book. You ever guys, you want to know what's up with the rule book? You can scan this on your phone, and that'll take you to it. But it was not working, and it wasn't working because I didn't pay for it. It's a yearly subscription, and I forgot about. And they didn't message me and say, "Hey, you need to pay." And I don't know if probably the credit card had expired or something. I don't know, but right. Yeah, man. So
it's more fourth friendly. Ooh.
I picked this thing up. I pity you guys to mount those things. Oh my God.
No,
the
thank you.
Inhuman is a Sundown subwoofer. It looks like a 24-inch. I don't know, 21, maybe. I don't know what it is, but it's big, man. It's big. When you see a big subwoofer, this thing makes a big subwoofer look like a little subwoofer. Oh my God. Hey, Marcus, I was looking at your stuff earlier today, his data. Sure was.
Yeah, you need to quit sandbagging there, Marcus. I've seen some of those numbers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one of those numbers right now, in fact.
Yeah.
Looking at a lot of these numbers right now, man. We got a lot of good numbers this year. I've been kind of looking at the top 10s lately because I've got a couple people that are in the top 10 in my area. And every time I keep looking at them, I'm like, man, I knew they were loud for the area, but I didn't realize they were top 10 loud. And I keep wanting to just call out names and saying everybody, but every time I do, it changes just enough. I got to call out someone else. Or call them out twice because they're in two categories.
Sir, I just realized I forgot to do something that's kind of important. Can I bow out here for just 2 seconds and I'll be right back?
Of course you can, Billy. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'll be back. Don't leave me.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Mike, those Inhuman subs, they are massive. they're 190 pounds. That's well, I can't speak for all the judges, but I know that that's more than well, Jimmy's not any bigger or smaller than me, so that's bigger than myself and Jimmy. Yeah, those subs are massive. And for an 18, I would not, man, I would not want to be moving them solo in any way, shape, or form. I'll move them on a rolling cart, maybe, but that's, damn, that's maybe about it. I don't think I want to move them by myself ever. They're just too much. Let's see, Chuck, a laminated rule book. That's kind of an idea that I had for them. You know, I'm a fan of my little, my little black book here that's got all my little records and all of my fill this out, fill that out, do this when I test, do that when I test. I thought about getting something like this printed up just in a small, pocket size. You put it in your polo shirt, or you put it in your your shop shirt or something, and put that on there so that you can keep just the class stuff that you participate in. If you don't participate in wall, you can rip out that page, or you can rip out the demo page on there that is the hurricane, typhoon, all that stuff on the one side of your sheet. Or if you don't do the trunk stuff, that you can pull that out. But I've thought about getting something like that laminated and thrown out there in a book style, or at least a notebook style, with maybe a couple of sheets that I would put the basic information on, as far as, what song are you using when you get to the lane? At what point in the song do you have all of the bass, where there are no drops or no smaller levels of the bass to it that will drop out, or anything else with it? That seems to be the biggest killer of the average that happens, whether we're talking Twister or Hurricane, or God, even old school. Because any of the 30-second average classes, that's gonna, you drop out and all of a sudden it's gone. You drop from 152 to 145, and it's hard to get those 4, 5, 6 dB back. And unless you got something that's extremely loud, it might not do it. So yeah, definitely something to look into with it. So kind of nice that way. And yeah, if you're Marcus, even better, constantly changing classes, where on one vehicle you port your subs at 32, the next one you port it at 42, or better, one vehicle is strictly a I don't know, Ford Fusion, for example, and we're sitting in the trunk classes, versus the Yukon that we bring in that's got the 415s or 418s on a wall or something. Obviously then we can't necessarily get into those trunk classes with the Yukon. So, you keep moving your classes around, things like that. It's going to happen. We're going to see lots of weird things happen during the year. So it's always kind of fun to hear that and see that when new people show up and they got a new vehicle, or better yet, they just decide to bring a different vehicle sometimes. And Clay, anyone coming to Smoky Mountain Jamming this weekend? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people there.
I'm going to go to that one.
Billy, welcome back. You might be able to talk about this one. Billy, that's kind of in your neck of the woods.
Doing it?
Smoky Mountain Jamming this weekend. That should be a fantastic
I'm going to it. That's over in Newport, Tennessee.
Yep. Know that area? Let's see. Speaking of that one, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got 5 shows this weekend. All of them kind of all around, actually, we got Smoky Mountain Jammin'. We got Throwdown in the Sticks Part 4 that's in Cedar Grove, Tennessee. Hoping that's on the opposite side of the state, not over on the east side. Looks like Jim and Bell got a basin for kids up in Bay City, Michigan. Looks like we got Eugene, Oregon with Jeremy out there doing some stuff. At least it says Eugene. I hope that's Eugene, Oregon. It is. And also, last one, we got ICT and Base Wars. That's going to be Jimmy and Sonia down in Wichita, Kansas this weekend. So we got 5 big shows coming up this weekend. A couple more next weekend after the holiday. I know I'm going to have one next weekend. Indiana State Finals with Brandon is going to be next weekend on the 6th. There's going to be another one in Bay City next weekend as well. Same site again with Jim and Bell. So we'll have a couple next weekend as well. And a couple more weeks, a couple more shows. All of a sudden, boom. We're talking finals weekend on October 4th. We should be having lots of fun very soon with everybody.
Yeah. So it's a lot of shows this weekend. That's good.
We got 5 this weekend. 1, 2, 3 next weekend. Weekend of the 13th and 14th after that. It looks like we got 4 of them. I know I've got 2 the following weekend, my Friday night show and a Saturday show, my last show of the year. And then finals a couple weekends after that. We still got a couple more at the end of September. So we still got 20, 25 shows left before everybody needs to have their 7 shows or thereabouts for finals. So, yeah, Clay, there's one of them at the Nopi Nationals on the 13th and 14th. I'm going to mention that one next week. I don't like to get people too far up on them because otherwise they'll think, God, am I missing something this weekend? I thought he said it was this weekend. And, I've been known to make the mistake on which weekend a show is, but hopefully won't make any differences with everybody. They should have these planned and be out to them, be ready to have some fun because as Jimmy would say, hey, we like to bring fun back. It's been a very fun year, and other orgs, they're a little more chaotic. We like to have a little more fun with our stuff. So hopefully everybody is having fun with it, because if you're not, that's a problem with your judge. That's them being weird somehow, or at least me being weird with it.
Yeah, gotta have fun.
Definitely. There you go. And yeah, like Clay is doing, if you can help out your judges, whether it's, just the basics at the beginning of the show, setting up their tent, helping them get a PA set up, helping them, if you've been to shows for a couple of years and the classifications of all of our areas for everything, what people need to do, or if they just simply need a USB drive, go out, help out your fellow competitor, and make sure that the show runs smoothly for them. Help them get their sweeps done before the show starts. If someone is kind of looking a little shy or a little skittish, walk up to them, introduce yourself, make sure that they're in the right area, or if they have questions that you might be able to help them out, or if you can't, direct them to the judge and say, hey, go talk with this weird guy over here who's always wearing a hat because, well, he's bald and the sun shines against his head. His name is Billy. Go talk with Billy. He might be able to help you out a little bit better than I can. Or go help out, go ask Jimmy or Sonia. Go ask Dan. Go ask Brandon. Go ask Richard. Go ask Greg Kelly or Stacy Kelly or Jim and Bell or Russell or, God, let me think, who else we got? Jeremy, Javon, Mike Rooney, Wes, Tony. I know I'm missing Jordan in there. That's probably only half the judges that we have, because I know we still got like 20 names on the list. So go help out people and help out the judge as well. Like I said, help them set up their tent, help them take down their tent at the end of the day. That's when I don't want to be doing anything. So it's always fun, but dang, it's a lot of work. Help us out a little. Maybe we'll take you out to dinner somewhere or something, or at least we'll get you a cold drink at the end of the day.
Sorry, I'm handling something I should have handled some time ago, and
No, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, we got
shame on
yeah,
me.
Marcus. I saw Jimmy and Sonia had one outside of Plattsmouth with either Bill or Timmy showing up to that one as well out there at the Scrapper location, the Scrapper Family Farm. I saw that just a couple days ago. Should be a good time. I always enjoy something with Scrapper. He's a good guy. I don't want to put that out there, but I'm going to. Sorry, Billy. Clay's having fun with
Right.
you.
And I even put on the little special magic on top of my head to make it not so shiny.
There we go. I'm sure he has been called much worse.
Yeah.
Primitive camping. Oh, speaking of primitive camping, Marcus, you know at 712 Boom, where Jimmy and I are combining our finals for the upper Midwest area here, we got free camping that weekend as well, folks. So Friday night the 3rd, Saturday the 4th, free camping at the Icky Nickel in Sioux City. I was going to say it can't be much more than 5 or 10 minutes from you down there, Marcus. I'm guessing Tajan is probably Tajan is 5 minutes away because I know where his place is as well. Free camping, food and grill at the Icky Nickel, cold drinks. I know I bought Billy lunch there about 3 or 4 years ago when he came up. I'm pretty sure we each had a really good greasy cheeseburger of some type, or a chicken fingers or a club sandwich or something. I know that I always enjoy the food there. You know, if you're not familiar with the Icky Nickel from what Jimmy and I do there, more so Jimmy than me, but big facility. Got enough room there for probably, I think if we just simply parked vehicles there, we could probably get 500 to 600, maybe 700 vehicles parked there. It would be tricky to do, but we could do it. Jimmy is going to run the finals event on it. I'm going to run a separate show that same day. And then we're going to do another separate show on Sunday as well. So we're going to get you free.
Y'all have a lot of shows.
Technically, if you want to do the double show for us, you could get 4 shows in 2 days, plus still do finals.
Just be careful though, that you only get 2 of those a year. So
I would do them right away in the year myself, knowing that you can only do 2, because that way they're taken care of. You don't have to wonder, God, did I do it already, or do I only have to plan 3 more shows for the year? That makes sense to me. You have to plan 3 more.
So Dan, I want to time out for 1 second. This is what I made the mistake on is we have a show this weekend, and it's not on. It's not on there yet because I just scheduled it. Well, that's what I did. I was supposed to do this last weekend, and I forgot. I think it was at the Sundown show. And when I left the Sundown show, I couldn't find the flyer that she gave me, and so I've been meaning to call, and I didn't get it done, but I just got it done. So add to the shows this weekend, we're going to have the annual Battle of the State car, truck, bike, and audio show in Dorchester, South Carolina. So Base Wars will be there. Walt Johnson's going to run it for us, and run the Base Wars for us.
Cool.
I'll create a thing for it in the morning, and but yeah, I dropped the ball. Supposed to have done this when I left the Sundown show and didn't do it. So it's not on anybody else, y'all. It's just on me as far as us not promoting it well and all that stuff, you know. So anyway,
It
Battle of
does
the
happen that we will occasionally miss one.
Yeah, do what now? Yeah, and
I was gonna say it does happen that we will occasionally miss one for it, so
yeah.
it happens.
Well, I've been missing a lot lately, but so 218 D Lee Circle, Dorchester, South Carolina 29437. That's the show. It looks like it's going to
There
be
we
from
go.
10:30 to 6:30. That's what the show is. We'll contact Walt Johnson to find out what his hours is going to be there. There'll be other orgs there. Looks like ACCL, Base Outlaws, NSPL, and Mecca will also be there.
All right. Well, here we go. Here's a comment about it from Christopher. Says it was a good show last year. Great show last year. Excuse me.
Hopefully it'll be a good show this year, and Walt Johnson gonna help us out with it.
Good deal.
Mike Martin had something to do. Wendell Kelly and his wife Sarah Kelly, they had something to do. Walt offered to help, and we appreciate that. So
definitely. Oh, yep. Definitely will have some rings to display at finals. Billy just showed up one here about 20 minutes ago or so, had one sitting on his fingertips. Yep. We have those for the first place winners out there.
And all the judges will have these on site. So if you win first place, you're going to get it that day at the show. I'm going to mail them to each judge that's running some finals, and they'll have.
There you go. Billy, just send mine down to Jimmy because that's easier. That way you only have to send them to one person.
Yeah. Including South Africa. I sent theirs already 2 months ago, I guess. So even in South Africa, if you win first place, your ring will be there that day.
There you go. There you go, Wally.
Dang.
3 vehicles. Okay, so let me think. That would be a Civic, the Panda truck thingy, or Fiat truck thingy, and I don't know what the third one would be, but that's sort of whatever you're driving, I'm guessing, Wally. Hopefully taking them on a flatbed. Otherwise, I don't know how you drive 3 vehicles with only 2 people, but I'm sure it could be done somehow.
Heard that. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Are y'all going to go to the Battle of the States, Wally? I guess, well, Walt will. Walt's going to be doing the show for us. So, yeah.
There you go.
Once again, I'll create an event in the morning. Oh, yeah, that's her. So I was supposed to get back to her like the Monday after sundown. I didn't do it. And I had to reach out to some guys, and I just didn't do it. I dropped the ball. So we're going to try to promote the hell out of it for the next few days and try to get Base Wars in there. Do a good job.
I'm thinking we can shoehorn our way in there.
Yeah, I think so.
We're good at throwing our weight around a little bit once in a while. At least at some things.
And I'm just tickled that people know who we are, man. You know?
Hey, I am as well. Zeke, to answer your question there, yeah, both of them, Saturday and Sunday, will run for next year. Finals, obviously, is finals. That is separate. So what Jimmy and I were discussing last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, Jimmy's going to be in one spot. Jimmy's going to be over here, and I'm going to be over here. And he's going to run finals, and I'm going to run a show. And then on Sunday, we're kind of going to combine our stuff and run a show. And those 2 shows will count for next year. So my idea for it is, if you're going to blow something up, do it in Jimmy's lane first. And then come to my lane and just run 120 or whatever your system can still do. Or 108 or 112 or whatever. And then the next day, stay overnight, do your free camping and come out and do it again the next day and, still get your 2 shows. or just drive to the Walmart a mile and a half away and grab a
Well,
Kicker CBR 12 and throw that in a box, and we can do that as well.
well, you know what? And also, please don't forget, we honestly hope you guys never use those 2X things. The reason is we want you at all the shows. You know, we don't want you we don't want you 2X in one show. It's not a money grab. We'd rather you just do one, one show at a time and come to more shows. We want your body. We want you at our shows, And so we hope you don't use the 2X. If you do, it's there for you. But it was really designed for the people in California and like Florida, which we didn't wind up making that work. But for those, and when I say California and Vegas or West Coast, because Richard covers such a vast area, he can't get to all those areas. He can't have 25 shows a year. He also works. He got a job. He got kids. He got a life. So it's hard and it's such. I mean, he drives 500 miles to almost every show.
Yeah,
400. I mean, it's a long ways. If you look on the map, California looks like this is right next to it, but it's 300 miles. So that's what that is designed for. So please, y'all don't do that and think that it's a money grab, because we prefer you not to do it. Honestly, we just want you at our shows. That's what we care about. So
very true.
Yeah.
Spend a little bit more money, drive a little bit, see the country, go out and see another judge too. I don't mind if my people go down and see Jimmy and Sonia, or if they travel up to see Troy up there in Duluth Superior or something. By all means, if you're going up there for, someone's wedding or family reunion or high school reunion, something like that during the summer, bring the base ride with you. Maybe it wasn't something you were doing in high school, or maybe it was something you were doing in high school. I don't think any of my high school friends would be shocked that I'm still doing this, because that was all I talked about in high school. Mm-hmm. They got tired of it. That was the problem. But yeah, have fun with it. And it's, it always is a good thing to do. So, and like Clay is saying here, have a finals and kickoff. Yeah, that's kind of exactly what Jimmy and I are doing together. Is we got a bigger, better location. Instead of being 10, 12 people at each, we are hoping to have like 30 or 35, because it's a more central location for everyone in the upper Midwest. We got can't talk about the location enough. The Icky Nickel, like I said earlier, barn grill. They've got a motorcycle burnout pit. They've got outdoor volleyball. They've got an outdoor stage, outdoor bar. They've got just enough space, like I said, for probably 500 cars. We've got space there. So bring your camper, bring your fifth wheel, bring your tent, whatever. Camp there. Have fun with us at night. And just have fun. Make some friends that you might only see once a year as well.
I'm going to tell you something, man. So I came up to Super Dave's show, right? And I've been to 712 Boom. Now, you talk about camping. Now, when I talk about camping, I'm thinking like camper trailer, motorhome, because you're not going to camp in Mississippi. You're not going to do it. Not in a tent, and not in anything that doesn't have air conditioning. You're just not going to do it. So, but up there, I looked all over for hotels around Super Dave show. And what was it? Wichita? Is that where that was close to?
In Wichita,
for whatever reason, that weekend, I didn't find a hotel room for less than $200. Well, so on Saturday night, I booked me one in Stillwater, because I was had a meeting at Kicker that Monday. So I was like, I'm just going to go on back, because I can get a $50 hotel room in Stillwater and a $200 hotel room. So anyway, so I made a one day out of it for me. But the weather was good enough. If I had known, I would have absolutely camped out in a tent there. They had showers and stuff there. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think honestly, even if I had a motorhome, I think that'd be too cheap to spend all the gas to go all the way up there, you know? But I think that I'm gonna buy a tent and next time I go to those two shows, just kind of camp out there.
Well, I'm looking right now. I'm looking at everyone's favorite
Do people camp at Wheel Jam?
website. We got camping at Wheel Jam as well. If you need camping that way,
Is it hot? Is it hot there?
it's the beginning of June, so it's questionable whether it's hot.
I got to have
It's
AC. when I sleep.
tolerable.
Good fan.
It's tolerable. If it's
Okay.
over 70 at night, then yeah, I might want to do the hotel camping. Now, unfortunately, Huron is not a big town where we're going to get everything there for it, but it's big enough that, yeah, there's something there for the Holiday Inn or the budget hotels. We're
Yeah.
not going to get you a 4-star Radisson, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but there is enough.
Well, I ain't
But
just trying
otherwise,
to be
I'm looking at
bougie, but
everyone's favorite-
I also don't want none of those diseases you get at those crappy hotels. So I just soon camp out.
nothing like that. But I am looking at for under $100, actually under $75. So the cost of 3 entry classes, I can get you a tent and 2 sleeping bags, and you can go camping. And like I said, Walmart is a mile and a half away from the Icky Nickel. So honestly,
Yeah.
it ain't bad. We can make things work.
Well, if it's not too hot, it'd be fun to camp there on site. You know.
It supposedly is. Now, I only live about 80 miles away. I'm at mile marker 72 with my shop, and Sioux City, the way that I'd have to go to get there is about 7 or 8 miles. So I'm about 80 miles. For that $80 that I would be spending to buy a tent, buy a sleeping bag, a cooler, and drive back and forth to McDonald's once or twice, or the gas station / liquor store once. It's an easy drive for me to get back home and sleep in a bed and sleep in nice 65-degree air conditioning.
Right. Well,
I am more than happy to sleep with a blanket sitting on the top of a picnic table if I need to, as long as people don't prank me during the night, because if you do, you might not.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I can't say that you won't wake up with all your digits, but there might be something missing.
There'd be some children up the corn come out of that corn patch right next to it and get me.
Ironically, filmed not all that far away.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the weather for this weekend in Pigeon Forge. A top of 80 degrees that's going to be a good day. Saturday,
that's nice.
The max is 80, 58 to 80. Oh, that's going to be a good day.
There you go.
Yeah.
When you only live 20 miles away, Donnie, you can afford to sleep there, or you can afford to drive back home and sleep in the AC. Either one. That's true.
Yeah, I'd want to stay with the people. And just have a good time that night.
Definitely want to. It's a great big party all night long. And yeah, I do mean all night long. I mean, if you're in here, a 3 a.m. wake up call is not necessarily a wake up call from Mr. Paul Nazars when he's blaring 155, 160 degrees right outside your tent at 3 a.m. still. Yeah. Because I don't think the guy sleeps during the weekend at all. He seems wired on a Saturday. He still seems wired on Sunday morning when you get there when I get there at 10 o'clock. So
yeah,
that's one of those fun things. Oh, Josh, I don't know if I want to tackle that question alone, but that is a great question, actually.
Yeah.
How do we tell if a sub is going out?
There's several ways. For one, it'll smoke right?
Yeah.
If it catches fire, it's going out.
The little blue smoke people will come out, and it's not going to be, right away when you get a sub, you're going to smell something with a sub.
That's a
95%
glue
of the time,
theory,
that
and
is
that's
not the
normal.
sub going out. That's just going to be a
Mm,
break-in period with the varnish or the glues getting hot and setting back into the coil or back into and onto the landing platforms of the spider or the suspension and things that move on the subwoofers. So
yeah.
smells right away with them, not
So
necessarily going out.
here's a scoop for you. The the glue is the big deal. So when you
Mhm.
first get the sub, glue gets hot, you'll smell it some. That's not a big deal. But if you play in a good signal through it, it's not very likely that you're going to blow the sub or anything like that. But what happens is when you clip it, when that sine wave music is like so. When you clip it, the whole time that it's just straight across on that wave, it's just simply cooking that voice coil. All that current's going through that wire and is heating up that glue. So one way a speaker goes out is the glue melts and the little bitty thin wire will like slinky out. And what
Mhm.
happens is slinkies a little bit and then it's moving and it'll hit the pole piece or something in there and that'll just make it just go everywhere. And then there's no denying the sub will be gone and you'll know it immediately. As far as if something's going slow, if the glue melts and the wire starts touching one another in one little spot, okay. But when it all globs together, one little spot might ohm a little differently, but when it globs together, then that's when you start ohming it out and you're like, oh, this is supposed to be a 1 ohm subwoofer and it's ohming out at a quarter ohm, then you got a problem.
We might have something there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Clay also mentions in here, listen for mechanical issues. If you
Yeah.
can't move your sub, if it's froze in location,
Cooked.
it's bad. It's cooked.
Yeah.
If it's
And you push
crunchy,
yeah.
if it's crunchy as well, John and a couple other people, Clay as
Yeah.
well. John says ohm it out. Clay says to check the ohm loads often, like Billy
Yeah.
just said as well. So if it's, again, a dual 1 ohm, you should put your multimeter on one set of terminals and measure probably somewhere between 0.8 and 1.2. If it's anything beyond those areas, chances are it's something else. Take a look at it. If you can verify it visually, there's always going to be, or there should be, some type of a small gap in there where you can see the subwoofer coil as you are either lifting it up or pushing it down on the cone. You should be able to see between the spider, which is where your tinsel leads are going to be, and the top of that magnet or that basket structure that is there. There's going to be a little air gap in there, hopefully. And you might be able to see a darker area on it where it's starting to burn a little bit, or unfortunately, maybe a lot. Check to see if you can see anything there, or if you see or hear anything that is in there. Sometimes you might not be able to see it or hear it, and it's just going to simply freeze right in location. There's unfortunately a lot of ways that it can do it.
Yeah, a lot of ways. So, but yeah, if you push on it and you feel it crunchy, you got a problem, and the problem is going to rear its head soon.
Yep.
So, and usually that'd be the problem, I guess, depending on the kind of power you put into it. But if the glue melts, it's going to slinky, and that's kind of what you're feeling is some of that wires come either most of the time it's the wire that's already out of the glue and it's rubbing up against the pole piece.
Josh, running 4 resilient Team 18s, lost 1 dust cap. Oh, okay. Well, losing the 1 dust cap isn't necessarily a good or bad. That is where, obviously, that's what the purpose of it is. It's why it's called the dust cap. So we don't want dust getting inside that coil area. because that dust can heat up faster than the coil, and that's going to give us a burning smell. That's like anytime you're burning something, you always have an extra little smell of it. Well, that could be dust, that could be paint, that could be, whatever is covering what you're burning. That could be moss, that could be leaves, So we get dust in there. That dust is going to have a different smell to it than coil smell. It's definitely different than a coil smell. And best thing for that, honestly, if all it is the dust cap came off, take a small flashlight, make sure there's nothing in there. If there is, try and get it out using paper. Do not stick anything metal in there.
Right.
Try and get it out using paper, small pieces of plastic. Fortunately enough, the best thing about it is when you get your paper, you take your 8.5 by 11, roll it into a 3-inch coil area and try and slide it up and down and see if it slides nice and smooth again. If it does that, chances are you probably don't have anything in there if you don't see anything. If it's bigger, if you've got a 4-inch coil, like I'm guessing the Team 18s have, I would guess that they have a 4-inch coil on those Resilience. You're going to need something a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. You're going to need legal size, which is 11 by 17. So, or ledger size rather. So throw the bigger piece in there. And again, if you're not feeling anything, well, it could be on the outside of the coil as well, because what we're looking at is on the inside. And you can't get one without, unfortunately.
If his subs go, it's going to be melted glue, because this amplifier is not real good with a signal. It's not a pure signal. They'll cook your subs if you're not careful.
Yep. And it's not necessarily too much power, too little power. Like Billy said, as soon as you hit that square wave with clipping, and that could be from the actual source.
Distortions, the same thing,
That could be your source USB. That could be the actual source unit. That could be your phone. That could be
anything.
Any number of 10 or 15 different things.
Yep.
Make sure you got a good source. That's going to be key to everything without burning out electronics in general, whether it's a speaker, an amp, a DSP, anything. Make sure connections are good. Loose connections can cause some funky bouncing with wattage and power and amperage as well. That's why I see a lot of fuse holders that are burnt. That's why I see a lot of amplifiers that are burnt on just one side of the amplifier power and ground going in. So and yeah, they can, Zeke. Definitely. If you've got the one the sub that is closest to your loading wall, that one always seems to go first, or closest to a port wall. That one seems to go first. If you've got 3 subs,
a good designer though will knock that out for you.
Yep.
A good designer, and you won't have that problem. They'll know not to do that.
Every once in a while, that's why I like building walls with a port in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is equal, or as close to equal as I can get with, an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch. Oh, near Mobile, Alabama. Let's look.
What's going on in Mobile?
Where is the closest Base Wars? As Josh is asking again here with the next question in the
we just had
things for us.
Yeah, we just had one in Pensacola. The next one, I don't know. That would be a Jordan question, but just Saturday he had one in Pensacola. I bet it will be in Fairhope, Alabama. Probably
How about Las Vegas? I don't know.
the day of finals or the day after. Probably the day of.
South Carolina. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specifically in it. So,
And what's that?
unfortunately,
For Mobile?
yeah.
Yeah, no. Jordan and I just talked about it. He just did the show in Pensacola, but he's going to do one, I think, of finals in Fairhope,
Okay.
and he's going to do a kickoff show the same at the same time.
There we go.
So
Otherwise, it
get
looks like
you can go to on our website, on Facebook under events on the page, it'll pop up there.
yep. That is where
Yep.
I am looking right now, and it looks like
Probably
the first thing
leadership.
that I'm seeing is going to be Boomsday down in Huntsville. So I'm not sure exactly how far away Huntsville is from there, but
It's a
can't see yourself a driver and want to get there.
About 4 or 5 hours.
That could do it. I've driven
We're
that
looking
far.
for an Alabama judge, so if anybody's interested, Tina had twins, so she bowed out. Melissa went to Mecca, and so and Jordan covers South Alabama, but I don't think he's real crazy about it. So if we could find us a judge somewhere around the Birmingham area, that'd be good. Actually, if we had a North Alabama judge, somebody around Huntsville would be good. Birmingham to Huntsville, somewhere up in that area, and then another somebody around either Dothan or somewhere like that. That'd be good.
That could work. There's nothing happening on Saturdays in Alabama in the fall.
Right? Right? No football.
There's no football happening there.
Yeah. Yeah, sure enough.
Go Nebraska, where the N stands for knowledge.
That's
For all my Nebraska fans out here. It's the best joke I've heard in a long time. It was told to me by an Oklahoma Sooner. It's where the big red end stands for knowledge.
I didn't realize when I was in Stillwater a few weeks ago, there's a school there. Is it Oklahoma State?
That's Oklahoma State.
Huh?
Yep, that's Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Thomas.
It's kind of a big deal. Yeah, I didn't realize it's a big school for Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
it's right there in Stillwater. Yeah, Melissa left us. She moved back to Alabama, and she wanted her area, but we'd already set Tina up with it, and then so I didn't want to do that. So Melissa left us and went to Mecca, and then Tina had twins and couldn't do it anymore. So we just kind of wound up stuck with nobody. But we'll get somebody.
I'm sure there's some base heads in Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of hard to find locations there too.
Thomas, can I interest you in a base horse position?
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
And that is a fair question for anybody. If you are, I don't want to say bored on a Saturday, but if you enjoy hanging out with other base heads and just seeing other people out there, get in touch with myself or with Jimmy or any of your other local judges, especially Billy. It's not something that is for the get rich quick kind of thing, because quite honestly, we make some money. I make enough money to cover my gas, and I make enough to cover a McDonald's meal on the way home. Maybe McDonald's or Burger King breakfast. I make a little bit more, but not all that much. It's not get rich quick. But
sometimes
Billy
you
helps
have
us
to
get
eat
things
chopstick.
done.
Yeah, sometimes you have to eat chopsteak. Sometimes you can eat steak.
Sometimes
right?
I get ramen. I don't get the noodles. I just get the ramen. I just get the powder pack.
Right.
But if you've got a generator and you've got Term Lab with a laptop and you can get a small PA or a megaphone, a couple tables,
So
some
most people have
cables,
everything they need except the Term Lab.
a few other things. You know, I'm pretty good with computers. I've been working on computers since I was, before getting my driver's license, before getting my scuba certification. I had in 1983, that's how old I am, a Model 2, a PS2 Model 30, real IBM, had the blue oval on it and everything, said IBM. True IBM PC at home. And this
I
thing
don't think
was
anybody
massive.
listening even knows what IBM is.
I don't think too many people could guess what it is.
Yeah.
But I even begged my mom and dad to go from a 15 megabyte hard drive, not a gigabyte or even a terabyte, a megabyte. So giga, mega, something, real small, 20 megabyte hard drive. And I still have some floppy drives at home here from this thing, either in my closet or in my storage unit. I still have some. But if you're looking to become a judge in any of the areas listed on the basewars.org under franchise, you can see where we're all located and you can see where we want some people. So get a hold of a local judge and see what it takes. We might be able to utilize you.
Need to update that map. I hadn't done it in a while. And I guess I probably should
update. Man, I gotta stop being online with you, Billy. I'm telling you all kinds of things tonight. There you go.
Right.
Commodore 64, right next to me. Well, okay, it's in storage, along with my Atari 2600 Super System with Pitfall, Pac-Man, Winter Olympics, where I could do a perfect 10 on the ski jump thing, doing a button, flip button, and the guy would do 3 backward rotations and then flip again. And that would give you a perfect 10. Oregon Trail. Oh God, Johnny. The dying of dysentery is the worst thing. Because it's something you should know about. If anyone watches like Yellowstone or the 2 predecessors, 1823 or 1923 on TV, yeah, we're all showing our age on. It's great stuff to remember those things. The ColecoVision Atom. That was a good computer. As opposed to my daughter when she was about 2.5 years old. My ex-wife and I moved back to her hometown up in the middle of North Dakota, where there are more cats and dogs than there are people, which is true. And my daughter's, like I say, 2.5 or something like that. And I don't remember what game she was playing on the phone, but wife's cousin, her oldest son was kind of a smart kid. And he looked at my daughter and said, "Madison, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm playing a game on my iPhone," and gave him the whole attitude kind of sound like 14, 15-year-old kid would. And then he looked at his little sister and said, "Jada, what are you having?" He's like, "Oh, this is Maddie's other iPhone," and gave her the whole attitude sound about it because, well, I had an iPhone that didn't work all of a sudden, and so did my ex, and we had to go back to Verizon because at that time, those iPhones only worked on Sprint or US Cellular or something like that. So, you know.
Have anybody ever heard of this one?
Oh, yeah. The ColecoVision Atom.
Is that before or after IBM?
That is at the same time as it's the predecessor to the Sega Genesis and the Neo It would have been well before the PlayStation. This is probably, Thomas, how long ago would that have been? That would have been about 85 or 86 or so that came out. About the time of the Apple II, the Apple IIe, and the 2C when it was 16-bit color. God, those were good days. It's not like we had all this fancy graphic stuff on here like we do now with Haley right above me next to Billy up there, and me and Jimmy on one side.
Brandon, hold on now. I just to say I identify, and so I'm 27, and I don't know, maybe a Pentium 10 first thing I had, you know.
1827.
Yeah. Right? Nowadays you can be as old as you want to be. It don't really matter.
John, to be around that, are you talking actual DOS or MS-DOS?
I still use this a little bit.
I still love DOS. I love the defrag command. I love check disk. I love getting in and messing around. Actually, I had to mess around with this PC that I'm at. I had to mess around with some IP configuration stuff here a couple days ago because I'm still running slow. I'm still running at like 50 or 60 meg when I should be running at about 300 right now. So I still do it. I still got to get in with the DOS commands once in a while.
Yeah.
Plus working on routers and stuff like that, I got to do that anyway. So got to get in and free up everything, clear out buffers, change things, change stack addresses, packets, all kinds of stuff that you can really mess around with. It's fun. Yep. Registry editor. My favorite command way back in the day, 30 years ago. That stuff was fun.
Well, all right, sir. Why don't you run down all those shows for us right quick, and then we can cut it off for tonight and we can go get some food. What you think?
I definitely can. Firstly, again, I want to mention, only because it's on the ticker on the bottom, finals coming up in about 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's not long.
Make sure your computers are good for your copying of all your USB stuff. Put on all your songs. Get a couple of extra songs on there just in case your primary doesn't work. Get your tones on there. Otherwise, if you're going to the shows this weekend, you got a couple choices. Billy, you had the one that was coming up.
Yep.
That we are working on here shortly. Otherwise, Smoky Mountain Jammin' this weekend, Newport, Tennessee. We got Cedar Grove, Tennessee for Throwdown in the Sticks this weekend.
Yeah.
Jim and Bell got something up there in Bay City, Michigan. We got Eugene, Oregon, Custom Audio. And we got ICT and Bass Wars down in Wichita, Kansas this weekend. Next weekend, it looks like we got a couple more coming up. It looks like we got the state finals for Indiana. Brandon's got a little show just for Indiana for a state finals. That is not nationals.
No, not.
My idea of that, it is not nationals, but it is at the same location as a lot of his other ones. They're in at the Ballard soccer fields that are there. We got Bonanzaville Base, which is my little show up in West Fargo next weekend. Susan Pumish, I got to assume that is one of you two. Good morning. How you doing out there?
Where is this?
A couple more coming up after that before finals. So we're going to have a fun time coming up. It would be, oh man, it's going to be like 6-7 hours earlier. So it's like 3:30 in the morning. You should not be up yet.
Right. Yeah.
That is way too early, unless you're working on base.
Work early, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And the other one that he mentioned is the Battle of the States, and that's in Dorchester, South Carolina.
All right.
Now,
that is the one that
I know a little bit about this one. So the Smoky Mountain Jammin' will have Clay Ward there, right? I'm just kidding. Clay will be there. But no, there'll be some sound quality stuff going on. They got some food vendors there. There's raffles. See what else? Yeah, I don't know what else. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, and that's right
Loud
outside
bass.
Pigeon Forge. Yeah,
Loud bass will be there.
right outside Pigeon Forge. So it's going to be a good time. And 80 degrees. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
No doubt. Hey, yes. Every once in a while, it does test our patience and our commitments to be a judge for finals or a judge for any show for that matter. It's not just getting the show going, it's getting to the show, which may or may not involve a 20-minute drive or a 10-hour drive sometimes. It's, in my case, printing up score sheets. It's doing the little show things that I read off all the time here that just got done doing on the Base Wars page. It's making sure that we got the right information on it. Is a food vendor going to be there? Are kids' classes going to be available for those Power Wheels classes? And I'm pushing that just because I haven't seen enough of them this year. I love seeing the Power Wheels out there. Would love to see I'd love to see a future audio Power Wheels. If you have that kind of a vehicle there in South Africa, would love to see that, because I'm thinking that would that might be able to humble Mr. Greg Kelly, perhaps. I don't know if it could.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's his girls are 1 and 2 in that, and they're not off by much. But no, we do. We get out there. There's work commitments for Base Wars judges almost daily that they can do stuff with, whether it's questioning something that someone brought up at the show on Saturday, or unfortunately, in my behalf, a couple weeks ago, I left the tag plates at home, made my 3.5-hour drive, and hey, those just got sent back to me because they couldn't read the address that I wrote. So I sent them back again this morning. And paid about $20, unfortunately. Even though I shouldn't have to, I do. I want to make sure that my people are taken care of. So with that, Billy, do you have anything else here tonight, sir?
No, I think that's it. I think we had some things. I've forgotten what they were, though. I know we had talked about a couple of things. I'm currently going through data. So if you notice some weird things on the top 10s, we know. So the way we did the double thing is that we when we started it, we did it one way. It didn't work so well. We did it a different way. By that, not for you guys, it was different for us. So so that your secondary, so that we would know it was a second run. We didn't want it showing up on the top 10 a second time. So what we did was put in a score of 99, and I would go and put an X in front of the class, so that if the classes aren't spelled exactly like they are on those top 10s, then they won't show up on the top 10. So today I went through all what we have listed on there, all the scores of 99, changed them to 55, and took the X's off. So now some of those scores will be populated on the top 10s. So if you see a score 55, the people didn't really do a 55. That's just they had run a second run in that class. So it's not a problem, but I have to do that to get the number count for everybody. I have to put it in the data at some point in time. And so I just waited a month before finals was over before I did it. So that's what that's all about. And some of it still shouldn't show up. So by that, I mean, if Robert has a score of 139 in Assassin, then Robert shouldn't show up with a 55. If he does, that just means Robert is not spelled the same, and I need to go work that out. But I just was doing all that right before we did this live stream. So there's that. And we're working on a list of qualified people. Should have that just any day, probably, to be honest with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my golden list, where all my golden data is that I won't let nobody touch. I'm gonna copy everybody's qualified, put it on another sheet, and give the judges access. So you better call the judge or question the judge or me and find out if you're qualified or not. Most of you know if you're qualified or not, but if you got wonders or worries, then you better reach out to me until I get this list for sure. And then when I do, your judge can help you if you can't get me. But you got to call me. If you send me a Facebook Messenger list and we're not friends on there, it goes into that box, and there I just, there's a lot. And honestly, if you send me a Facebook friend request right now, I got a couple of spots, I think, but you can only have 5,000, and sometimes it won't let me add new people till I go delete other people. So best thing to do is to call me. Just is the best thing to do. 601-953-6504. That's the best thing to do.
Hey, Billy, let me make sure that number, only because I want to make sure that you get those phone calls at 3 a.m. and not me.
Yeah. Nobody would call at 3, but and my phone's on silent at 3 anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, good. Mine's normally turned off, so I know they're not calling me on it. But yeah, right. That brings up everything that I was going to talk about for the final stuff is, a lot of people call me about it because I had access last year, but Billy is holding that around his own neck this year for it, which I'm happy about because I don't get the access. I don't want the access necessarily either. But if you do have questions about the finals,
the good news is the guy. We've got a website coming, and I say that it's a very in-depth website. It's stupid expensive, and they're going to do a lot, and you guys won't need us for it anymore. Yeah. Yeah. 3 city finals never. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
That will be fun for you, Boom. I hope you guys are ready for it. It will be. Yeah, it will be intense to say the least. Yeah. It will be fun though.
Yeah.
Hope everyone there has a great finals for it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my 2 cents about the top 10s that you might see something odd there. But yeah, but we're just kind of going through it. So
Mike, have a good night, Mike. If you're still here, have a good one. If not, sorry we missed you.
Yeah. Well, Mike's a fun guy.
Let's see what else do we got here. Sitting here looking at the map right now because I had you pulled up on it here, Billy, on the franchise.
Yeah,
link.
I just edited that.
Get out. Make sure you got the latest and greatest guide book for everything. We don't really have any changes for next year. Classes are still going to be pretty similar.
Yeah, there's only one change as far as I know when it comes to that.
Only change in one, and honestly, I don't even see a entry in the top 10 on it on members, so doesn't apply to anyone. Applies to 2 or 3 people, I think, that probably entered the class, but they are not members. So,
and I tell you something else, Dan. If they go look at that, where we have all the judges listed. Now, I need to put some on there that are new for us, but
sure.
There's a lot of dots on there to where people can see where we'd like to have judges if somebody wants to be a judge.
Yeah, most
and
definitely.
If not where you are, we don't have anybody there, we do that too.
Yeah, if you're looking to become a judge, Tim, yes, he will be there, I believe, on Saturday. Yes.
Yeah.
What Billy was just talking about, if you go out to the basewars.org website and you click on the link, or on your phone, doesn't matter, tablet, whatever you get out to the interwebs on, you click on the link for franchises. The red houses that are on this map in the US and the one for Well, we still have Ray down in the in Trinidad and Tobago area, and we've got Pumish and Sujan on there for South Africa. But if you are looking to become a judge, find out if there is a judge in your area first, because they might be the best bit of information for you, finding out who's there, who's not there, where we need people, all the good things like that. But otherwise, if you're looking at this big map of it, anywhere you see the blue pin dot, we could use a judge in that area. Doesn't have to be specifically there, but if you're, 50 miles around it or 100 miles around it, good chance we can use you there. Otherwise, the red ones, where we've got a home, like the one that under my name in Sioux Falls, or the one for Jimmy down in Kansas City, or the one for Chuck down there in Kentucky, we can still use help there as well sometimes. If I've got a show one weekend and you want to have a show the same weekend, well, unfortunately, I got to tell you no, because someone already beat you to it. But that doesn't mean we can't have a second show on the same day. Or better yet, maybe get me on a Friday night or a Saturday or a Sunday, because if it's something else, if it's something you want to do during the week, I'm game for that. I don't know if the other judges might be, but if it's a holiday weekend, 4th of July, I'm trying to think of another holiday that comes up during the middle of the week, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, I'll do it. I got Bayshead family, and to me, that's still family, so I'll be out there.
Yeah.
My mom won't worry. It just means that one of her meals is going to be cheaper. She won't have to pay for me. Which it was today, because we got to one of her favorite little bar and restaurant grill places, and instead of being $30 for a grilled chicken sandwich that she had, and chicken tenders for me, instead of being $30, it was like $19, because we were both still on the special menu price time when we got there. So pays to know where the deals are. You kind of eat like a college student, where all the food buffet deals are, or at least I did. $5 feeds you a lot of tacos somewhere, or $5 for a bucket of beer.
All right, sir. Think we need to head out for the evening. I have another podcast to do. I am 7 minutes late for. So
let's get on with it then, here, Billy.
Let's do it.
Thank you for everything tonight. We'll see you next week. Hopefully at a weekend show as well.
Yep. Hopefully see a lot of you guys in Tennessee. See you guys.
See ya.